Oh, you're doing a tournament?
Yeah, I'm in a tournament right now. I just joined up. It's one of those local tournaments on the PS5.
Oh, the Chipotle one?
I don't know.
Dude, if you win this shit, dude, I'm gonna scream, bro. You should share screen, bro.
You get a burrito bowl or something?
No, I just get an avatar.
Do the Chipotle avatar? That's not through Tekken. That's just through the PlayStation.
Yeah, the PlayStation hosts these tournaments. I was looking at them earlier, and I was like, you know what? Might as well just do it for shits and giggles.
Yeah, I saw what's his name? Justin Wong was like promoting him the other day. I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. I forgot.
Oh, what'd I do?
So I hopped onto it. The demo's out for the horny game. That's right. Talking about Stellar Blade. Did you guys touch that one at all? And not yourselves?
Define touch. It's very hard to keep my hands to myself.
It's cool so far. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, I feel the potential here, but I just know that I don't have enough combos yet, so it still feels a little stiff. It looks great. It's very Korean with like the character models, like with the faces. It's like the mobile games. But nothing wrong with that, but it's just like with the other graphics and stuff, it's like it's very jarring in how it stands out.
Well, hold on. Go into that a little bit more. What do you mean by other graphics?
I'm talking about just like the in-game graphics, like with the environment and stuff, and then you look at your character model and it's like, oh yeah, it feels out of place almost.
My first thought when you say things like that is like MapleStory, where like you just take like a really detailed background or whatever, and then you just take like a tiny little kid.
Like, did you see Donkey's video on that fake Chinese game with Will Smith?
Yes.
The female characters like look very different from everybody else, like with their face. It's like that.
Okay.
Eve is the main character. Her body is shinier than like other stuff in the game. Like the spandex and all that really stands out.
Right. Yeah. No. That much at least makes sense to me. The demo lets you pick up different costumes, right? Like you can play different costumes.
I've picked up stuff that you can use to like craft costumes. But so far, it's just the main suit, and then it's the you just go naked, basically, which is the skin tone suit that I'm sure we've all seen on Twitter.
A naked suit?
That's what it's called. Yeah, it's specifically called the skin suit. Yeah, and it's just skin. It's just skin colored.
Okay, so but when we look at the model with the skin suit, it's like Midnight from My Hero, right? Where you don't see like nipple or areola, you just see like the shape of the boob.
Like you can tell it's a skin tight suit. Like, it's as safe for work as you can get. I don't know if you guys have heard, but yeah, this is basically the Korean Nier, as everyone's calling it. And it very much looks like it. I think it feels like it. I don't remember much from the demo when I played Automata. But yeah, you're a waifu with a big ass, and you have a robot that hangs out with you. And you use a sword. And then eventually you'll get a gun. It's like, yeah, that's Nier.
It's like Bayonetta, but backwards.
Yeah, so the beginning of this game, the way it starts off, I was like, oh, this is very different what I just assumed what the game was going to be. But my first thought, Oscar, was, oh, man, this feels like the flashbacks in Alita, like in the movie, like how they're all on the planet and there's like a bunch of them. Because like Alita's like she was like part of this, she was like a soldier basically. And so that's very much the same thing here. And there was like another waifu character that like protects you before like you really dive into like chapter 1 of the game.
She's kind of like the mentee and like had a mentor with her up until like a certain point, and then like the first mission takes off, and then pretty much from there you're on your own, something like that. Yeah,
like you're just doing the tutorial stuff, and then there's the tutorial boss, and it's both of you and the other character are fighting at the same time, and then now you're on your own, but the robot is being controlled by this guy that saves you. He's just talking the whole time, like basically like about the world, because like you're on Earth, but they haven't been on Earth in a long time.
Is it like some Wall-E situation where we just fucked it up and now it's uninhabitable?
No, it's like they're just like these weird, like parasitic looking aliens that just took over, I guess.
Have you seen the Windbreaker anime yet?
No, I haven't watched it yet. No.
I think you read it though, right?
Yes, I did read it. It's great. It's very much a delinquent series.
Of course.
But it has like a lot of shonen energy to it. Because like usually the delinquent series are more serious, And like there'll be humor here and there, like when all the bros are hanging out. But this one, it feels a little more lighthearted. And the main character's motive, he's like, I want to be the strongest delinquent in this area, so that way, like there's no like crime committed in this city while I'm here or something. Very anime indeed.
That kind of rubs me like My Hero. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna be the strongest person so that nobody will try to mess with me in my territory. Like heroes in their zones. That's a little too convoluted. That's a little too far reaching.
But it's cool. It does the like shonen like anime shit with like the characters. I love the part with every delinquent series whenever there's a certain character that shows up and it's like, whoa, what is he doing? It's like, oh, he's using martial arts. What a cheater.
For me, I was like, yeah, in the second episode they already introduced the character in the same class as the main character.
Yeah.
Basically he's got like the Chinese earrings and, the whole like Chinese feng shui. And I'm like, I don't even think this guy is actually from China. No, he's just a Japanese kid. Or at least I haven't gotten that far yet. But I was just I already just kind of that trope from what you're talking about. And I'm just like, they didn't really wait too far long before they introduced this kind of character. Mm-hmm. Like they're just like, we're just going to go balls to the wall with all the different kind of fighting styles. And I'm kind of curious to see, like, they've just kind of built up so much. I can't really say so much, but they've kind of just built up along with all of these characters from the actual high school. It doesn't really seem like there are antagonists from within. Like, all the antagonists are external from the high school. Like, they're all either other high schools or just older delinquents or whatever. That's all good and gravy, but, I don't really feel like any of these other characters that are external are going to be on par with these high schoolers and their character development, because technically they're just all the main characters and they all just go to main character high school.
I'm not caught up. I've only read I think read like 50 or so chapters, but no, it's good. It's good. Once they deal with like the first major problem that goes on, it's great. Yeah, you get plenty of time with like the other schools and like all the antagonists that are showing up to basically fight our main characters. And then there's history as well, because the leader of the high school, he's a third year. There's some backstory with him that's definitely worth getting into.
All right, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Fuck, Jerry, you almost had him. I'm sorry.
It's all good. His lag is killing me.
But yeah, you know me, I like a good delinquent series. I started reading another one called 9 Peaks. I've been meaning to read it for a while, and I didn't realize it got so many chapters. It's like Tokyo Revengers, to where it's a time travel delinquent series, and it's been good so far.
I mean, okay, that's not any different from Tokyo Revengers.
I haven't read Revengers yet, so I don't really know what goes on in there. But for 9 Peaks, our main character falls into this water, and it makes him travel back in time to 2002, and there he meets his dad. And so he's just hanging out with his dad while they're both in high school and this is at the moment before his dad like takes over the school and like becomes number one in the region.
What did you say it was called?
9 Peaks.
Have you watched any of the new season of anime? Like anything?
Dude, I don't watch anime, period.
I thought you said you were starting.
I want to get into starting watching stuff, but I just don't have like the urge to watch anything anymore. I'd rather just read it.
I'm with you on that. I think it's for more of the sake of my curiosity. I would read something. Like, I'm more interested in the plot than I am to see it actually fleshed out, animated. But at the same time, I feel like I also have a bit of patience. Like, I don't mind seeing what they, like, whatever studio has, like, for an idea of, like, how they wanted it to play out. I guess, if that makes sense. And it's not like it's bad either. I mean, like, I don't mind doing both. Like for Spy Family, for example. I mean, I stopped reading it just to make sure that I can get caught up with where we're at in the show, and just start watching from there. All these like arcs and stuff like that they're making into movies and stuff. In a direction that they're always going with. I feel like that kind of started with Demon Slayer, or I feel like it became more popular with Demon Slayer. So they started doing that now, and they're doing it again with the training arc.
Well, also we're in a weird era for anime to where they're doing the cours, or however you pronounce it. It's like parts of a season being released, and then there's a break. I mean, also, I guess part of it has to be with the what was it, like the hack that happened a while back? I don't know if you remember that. Was it Toei? I think it had to be Toei because One Piece got affected by it, but they got hacked. A lot of their data got corrupted, so they had to redo a lot of anime, and that caused One Piece to like start getting breaks finally, and that's why like the quality is so quote unquote insane nowadays. for the One Piece anime. It's because like, okay, now that they are actually like not making it just a week for week like low budget thing, like it has been since it started.
That would track, right?
Yeah, and also like with each season, you get a lower budget every time, pretty much. That's why they outsource a lot and like all that.
Otherwise, you're gonna end up with like issues like what like Mappa. You know how they like talk about how they're overworked and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, because Mappa's doing like 8 different anime at a time, all like high budget. It's like insane. Like One Piece is another example to where since Wano they've been outsourcing to a lot of like other artists, like that's not like Korean studios for that stuff. Like with the Diamond is Unbreakable Part 4, right? Like a lot of that anime just looks really shitty.
I haven't read the latest chapters. I think they're back from the hiatus, right?
Oh, One Piece? It's not back yet, no. They should be almost back, like I think one more week.
And it's coming with 11-12, right?
Yeah, 11-12 is the new chapter.
Yeah, so I stopped at 11-10. I haven't read
what?
11-11.
11-11 was good.
I want to see Kuma say something. I want to see this fool like have some sort of semblance of his like personality.
I don't think that'll happen until like the end, basically. Like once everything's over, and then he has his one-on-one with Bonnie.
I saw that people were talking a lot about Dragon, and I just have an inkling, man. If he shows up, like if he just started chasing after Kuma, and he didn't just get there until just now, and we get to see fucking Dragon for the first time use his power, not for the second time actually, really, because the only time he ever used it was it Logetown? Yeah,
Logetown. Well, yeah, if he's confirmed to be a Devil Fruit user, yeah, that'd be the only time.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, didn't the guy who made Fullmetal Alchemist come out with a new series?
She did make a new one. It's pretty good.
She did.
Yes.
Okay.
It's cool. It's about twins. The two main the main character is the boy of the twins, and he like grows up in this village on this mountain, and you're starting to get into feel of how the world is. It's very like feudal era ish. But it turns out that's all a facade, because he's one of the like destined childs. Like both him and his sister are like destined to like do this thing to the world or whatever. And there's like they have stands that are just like spirits and all that. And so when he leaves the mountain after he gets infiltrated, you find out that the world is modern day, and he was just stuck in the past the whole time. Like then they were just keeping him there, essentially. And it's called Yomi no Sugai.
Yomi no Sugai.
Yeah, with a T for Sugai.
Wow, this dude almost looks exactly like fucking Ed.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the Tokyo Revengers guy, he's doing a new manga, and it's going to Jump. And when you look at it, you're like, oh yeah, he very much used the same type of it's basically the same characters from Tokyo Revengers into this new series he's doing.
I was pretty much with Tokyo Revengers all the way up until... I'm not even going to say all the way up, bro. Like, I had to give it up until... God, I want to say, like, maybe, like, the 6th arc that I saw. Like, basically, once they got to the point where, like, deaths started happening, like... And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, these are... And this is kind of spoiling it here, but, like, these are irreversible. Like, people are getting fucked off. And, like, he's going to be able to do something about, like, the deaths that happen when he's an adult. But all the plot twists are like, these are like gangs of children, of delinquents, and they're doing stupid shit like they're adults, and fucking one of them ends up stabbing somebody, and I'm like, oh cool, he's dead, and like he's dead now, like in when you're a kid. Like, no, you can't go back in the past even further, you can't fix that. Some stupid bullshit happens and he ends up fixing that. So I was kind of like, all right, everybody learns a lesson. Everybody gets a happy ending. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man.
I did catch up to something today, though.
What'd you catch up to?
I caught up to Boruto 2 Blue Vortex.
I need to catch up on that.
Main reason I caught up was because a friend shared a leak for the new chapter that's coming out this week. I was like, oh, dude, Peak is back, bro. I'm so ready. And I was like, okay, well, I have to, like, let me actually read before I figure out what this is. There's only 9 chapters out. The leak was for chapter 10 as of this recording. And I gotta say, like, it is going such a different route. It's actually, we're back. We're so back.
kind of had a feeling. I mean, like this Boruto, like as a Hoven, you know, like he's like fucking edgy, dude. Like he's like,
Yes.
all right,
Yes.
fuck the bullshit, dude. I got no family. I got no backup. I'm just gonna fucking
Dude, yeah, punish
I'm doing
Boruto,
this.
man. Yeah.
It's it's that's exactly what that is, bro. It's fucking Venom Naruto, bro.
Yeah, I'm so here for it, man. Yeah, the leak is definitely interesting, and it's getting a lot of hate on anime Twitter, which is funny because I mean, it's Boruto, so of course it's gonna get the hate. But it's interesting, I guess.
Well, what are you gonna do? It's still probably gonna be a top 3 for how many years they can keep Boruto going.
Yes, but yeah, it's so much the punish route. Like I stopped at I guess the first chapter. I didn't realize I was that far behind. But Boruto the whole time was like, code, if you don't want to die now, just stop, and I'll spare your life. And I was like, yeah, this is awesome.
Oh yeah. No, I remember that part. He's like, I'm giving you a chance, and then I think we talked about this. Fucking pulls Act 4 Tusk out of his ass. He pulls that shit straight out of his asshole, dude.
Yeah.
Gerry, you have to get into this, dude. So fucking
Boruto?
I'm just remembering
Boruto.
Everything now, dude.
Yeah.
It's so great.
We're so back.
It's so bad.
One of my other friends was like, he's like, dude, Boruto is the most we're so back, it's so over series out there.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
One thing about Stellar Blade, guys, is you need your parries, which is what I'm struggling with now.
Rise of the Ronin is the same thing, dude. You cannot play that game like Nioh or like Sekiro, dude. It's just not. It is not the same thing. So, like, do you feel like there are any there's forgiveness in like you doing the parries, or does it have to be like exactly on cue, like 0 frame?
You have to really time it. But luckily, like, your parry is just your block. So if you do it too early, you're just blocking, which is good. But if you do it too late, yeah, you're gonna get hit.
When does the game come out? Isn't it already out?
It is out on the 26th, so we still got some time. Hey, I went to the movies recently. I saw 2 movies. First one I saw was Godzilla x Kong, and it was cool. It was cool. I definitely liked Godzilla vs. Kong more. Also, the title is misleading. This is more of a Kong movie than anything. Like, literally, Godzilla is just there to hang out, and that's it.
Nice.
It's one of those team ups where it's like, dude, we got to team up, and he's like, fuck you, and they go into a fight.
My whole thing is like, King Kong loses an arm over a team up.
He doesn't lose an arm, no.
Oh, so that's just a glove that they just give him. I thought he loses an arm and it just like
That's
he gets,
so
like,
fucking
a
anime.
prosthetic.
Yeah, no, they give him a gauntlet. Yeah,
bitch.
yeah, and it's just a power up for him. It's cool. But yeah, I felt like there's just a lot of setup in this movie, and then when you finally get to the end, it plays out differently than what you think it's going to play out as, and then it just kind of ends like pretty quick. It was cool growth to see for Kong's end, which I thought was very nice because we really haven't gotten a whole lot with him in this MonsterVerse, so that's good to see. And the human subplot was not as overbearing as it is most of the time in these movies.
Oh, that's really nice to hear.
What is the other movie that you saw?
Dune Part 2, way better than Part 1. I felt like Part 1 was like, man, this is just a lot. It's a lot of setup, info dump, and stuff, and I was just kind of conflicted with how like Timothée Chalamet was playing as Paul, and like just certain things were playing out compared to like the '84 movie. But in here, it's like, oh yeah, no, this is great. Like we actually get to see him like a full-fledged character, I guess you can say. And like a lot, just the cinematography is great. A lot of cool stuff. When they go to the Harkonnen planet, it's so cool. They use an infrared camera to film it because they have a black sun, so everything's monotone.
I don't remember them using an infrared camera in the first one.
Oh, we don't see them on the Harkonnen planet.
I mean, we see Batista and his uncle talking on that planet so many fucking times.
So on the planet, everything's black and white. But while they're inside and they're using like light, everything's in color. And then you can actually see like the transition from color to black and white when like they're out in like the gladiator like area, and where the door opens to where his uncle floats in, and you see like the light emanating from the room bleeding into the sunlight, and then he just fades into black and white. It's really cool.
Yeah, I like the I like the art direction that they have for like the planets and like the buildings and the ships and all that kind of shit that they have in doing that. I think that shit's really cool. If they have just as much Zendaya in it, though, I don't know if I'm ready to deal with that for another 2.5 hours.
Yeah, she has a way bigger presence.
That's crazy, bro. I mean, it's not like I mind. I understood that she was going to talk more in this one.
Yeah.
But I just, like, every fucking hallucinogen was just like, oh.
Yeah, well, she's an important character. So.
Yeah, my ass.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
She's like the main secondary character. Yeah. Oh, to get to your confusion from the last movie of how, like, he's seeing all these different things and they're not really playing out, it's because he's seeing branches of the future. So everything he's seeing is not 100% confirmed. It's just an option that could happen.
See, he's just clairvoyant. He's not like...
Not until he goes like Super Saiyan, basically.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
oh, you mean when his eyes turn blue?
Basically, yeah.
Okay. I didn't know if that was a thing he could just turn on or if that was just going to happen permanently or just something stupid like that. Right.
But no, yeah, really good. It gets me hyped for Dune Messiah. They confirmed they're actually going to work on that for a movie. Makes me want to get into the books at some point. But I will say the one negative with that movie, the big one, is that you definitely feel the almost 3 hours in time. Well, when I was watching it, I was thinking, yeah, it doesn't feel like I'm watching a movie. It feels like I am watching like this novel being adapted.
How much focus are you really going to put into like so much, I guess, like lore building, right?
Yeah.
I feel like if like take it this way, and this could just be me. I could just be talking out of my ass here like I always do. I feel like if it wasn't a cult classic, if people weren't aware of Lord of the Rings and you released Lord of the Rings like as a brand new movie, like as a brand new thing as it is right now, I feel like people would just not be with it. I feel like it would be too long and people would be too like, I don't want to do this.
I don't know. I think it depends who you cast, right? Like the casting power is real. I mean, look at Dune. Dune Part 2 made a lot of money. I get it. It's like, oh, you want me to watch three-hour movies like within like 6 years or whatever? Like, yeah, that is a lot.
I had an older friend who was just really more or less explaining to me that like in our generation and in generations, younger than us, like really fixated on watching like things that give us instant gratification, like short things basically, Our focus isn't what it's like, what it used to be. Like we're lacking in a sense. And I kind of feel like this holds true. Like I would find myself, like doom scrolling or something like that and watching like thumbnails on Reddit or whatever versus like, like clicking on the video if it's like same thing with YouTube because, you can auto scroll and play YouTube thumbnails and stuff like that. Skimming and scrolling through shit, at least in my own personal experience. It takes like an actual conscious attempt to like try to focus that. Things like what you're doing, like reading, right? To kind of make yourself focus on these things or like, like watching Shogun because Shogun's like 45 minutes, right? Things like that. Like in essence, I don't feel like everyone will scale the same with what like the different run times of different shows that they're watching, unless it's something that really, speaks to them, like something that they're really interested in, right? But other than that, yeah, I don't think like I don't believe that the level of focus that people will have for these kind of mediums for like the fantasy setting that takes like a whole bunch of lore building or like book series that like obviously are going to take more than one is basically like the starting of the entire like cinematography, like the whole cinemaverse, versus like just giving you a one and done kind of here it is, here's the whole book compressed into one movie. I mean, and kind of just cutting shit out. These days, I feel like it's really hard for a lot of people to try to get into that.
We're at that point where for a lot of people, 2 hours is a long movie. I'm always in the mindset of as long as it's good, I don't care how long it is. Yeah, but part of me, when I was watching Part 2 for Dune, made me think like, God damn it, man! Like maybe we really should have got like the Wheel of Time as movies instead of the shitty Amazon show, or at least like someone that has like way more care for the series than the current person.
That's how I felt like with Berserk when they re-released Berserk with the whole CGI thing. I feel like a lot of people felt that way too. It's like, oh, this is something that I really wish like they could have done more perfectly or they would have put more attention to or more money into.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good way to use CG for like that kind of hyper detail art. You know, like I haven't seen it yet, but I did pre-order it. The Slam Dunk movie. It's CG, and I was listening to Wooly talk about it when he went to go see it in theaters. For his whole mindset for Vagabond for a long time was, yeah, there's no way you could adapt Vagabond as an anime, and that movie convinced him you actually could, because they just got it down perfect with his art style in CG. So I'm very hyped to watch it whenever I get it in the mail. Like the cheap CG with Berserk just really sucks. You know, I remember being with Miguel at AX and we saw the banner for Crunchyroll, and it's the 2D art of Guts in the black armor, and we're like, dude, we're so back. Like, we didn't say that back then, but you know.
That was before its time.
But yeah, like, it's like, oh, that's gonna be so awesome. But that's just the hard thing with adapting like hyper detailed series. It's like you're just gonna lose a lot. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen the My Hero like anime manga comparisons from season 6. It's like, yeah, there's some really detailed like moments, and like you really feel it in the panel, and then you see the anime screenshot and you're like, oh yeah, that's like a 2 compared to the 8 or 10 that we just saw in the manga. Like, jeez.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. The other thing I think that makes it a 2 is it's not really so much about the quality of it, is about how much detail. I think you're literally just saying the same thing. I'm just regurgitating it, but it's just like the amount of detail that they're putting into it too. Like, I think I've seen some side for side shots of like when they're trying to like, you know, like do the action scene and they animate it versus how it was like portrayed in the manga, and they're cutting shit out. They make it look like, again, just regurgitating what you're saying, I guess, but just making it look a lot worse than what it actually was. You know, if it all. I think I saw a lot of that when they did the initial fight with Shirogeki when he was still in the grounds for school when it was in the air, and I'm just like, okay, yeah. I think you would also see some details like that when it comes to like season 2 of JJK, details that they could have done better. Then they kind of just like, oh, we're gonna just kind of skirt by a little bit. And
it's just it's just budget, and where are you willing to spend your budget for the season? Also, is a big thing.
Eyes.
Yeah. Which is why, like, you know, when the movies come out for stuff, it's like I'm not disappointed, because it's like, yeah, it's all high budget, and you know, it's supposed to look good. And I don't know if you guys saw it, but we did get the trailer for the 4th My Hero movie to come out. I think it's later this year. I'm very hyped for it. All the My Hero movies are good. I didn't watch the subtitle version at all, but I saw like who the main villain is, and then he says Dark Might, and I was like, oh, it's so fucking, let's go, dude.
It's Negachin?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah, dude. I was seeing people saying like, oh, is this guy like got cut like cosmetic surgery and stuff to look like All Might? And I was like, oh, I could kind of believe that too. Yeah, if that's the case and he calls himself Dark Might, I'm like, yeah, this is what I want to see, man.
I can't wait for the next One Piece movie.
Dude, yeah. Yeah.
Sorry.
I want to see... Yeah, I wonder if Oda even has time to do the movie with like the reboot anime, with the live action season 2, all the crazy shit in the manga. Yeah, dude, speaking of fucking peak, Sonic the Hedgehog, dude.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be crazy.
We're getting Keanu Reeves as Shadow.
You know that script is gonna be crazy if they got him in it.
Yeah.
No better person, honestly. Like,
yeah.
Now hear me out.
I can totally hear it.
I'm playing devil's advocate here, and hear me out. I feel like, and this is just me, but he should kind of change his voice a little. I mean, I don't know about you and how many movies you've seen with Keanu Reeves, but he pretty much uses the same voice in every movie.
Yes.
Even all the way back to Bill and Ted, bro. Like, I would just, like, Shadow is, you know, he's just a little edgy. He's a little dark. And I would kind of want him to portray that just a little bit.
I want John Wick in hedgehog form.
But John Wick still sounds like Keanu. Keanu is just, you know, I mean, no, man. You see I'm trying to make a difference here.
Well, dude, it's like fucking Ryan Reynolds. He's just playing the same Deadpool character every single movie he's in.
I just think about like Chris Pratt playing Mario, and how everybody was worried that he's literally just going to sound like Chris Pratt. He's just going to sound like fucking what's his face from Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Andy.
Yeah, Andy. Yeah, basically. Yeah, that's kind of my gripe with what's going on right now. Like, I want it, trust me, I want it. I just want him to try.
And then I heard that Dr. Eggman he let himself go, quote unquote, for the third movie.
God damn, man.
So we're gonna get Fat Boy Slim.
I fucking hope so, man. We need crazy ass Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, I need Jim Carrey in a fat suit, dude. It's gonna be good. It makes me hyped for the Knuckles show.
Oh yeah,
because I do kind of want to see that.
Fucking Idris Elba.
And that's also dropping on the 26th on Paramount. I finally did it. One of our friends, every time I talk to him, he's like, hey, I have one question. I was like, what's your one question? And it's the same question every time. Did you start beginning after the end? A week or two ago, I sent him a photo, and it was chapter 1, and I started reading it. He's like, fuck, what am I going to ask you now? I finished book 1 last night, which is the first 21 chapters of the web series. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's good. Very different from typical isekai series. I think I was talking to you guys off mic of like, there's just a lot of isekais that are just JRPGs, and like I'm just so tired of it, you know. But at least with this one, it's like, no, it's just like your standard isekai fantasy. But our main character is not some loser otaku that died and is now in this world in OP. He's actually from a different type of fantasy world. And I was like,
okay.
I was like, whoa, okay, that's not what I was expecting. So he's like, okay, I have a grasp on how mana works and stuff. And so he's just ahead of the curve, like dramatically, because of who he was in his past life.
I've seen a show something like that, or you know, like something. The hero for a new world was already a hero in a previous world. You know, something along those lines.
Yeah.
You know, so like it's like the same kind of trope I've seen, but yeah, I've only ever seen it like twice. Yeah. Honestly. Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Like the first volume, it says the early years, so you're really just getting just the breakdown of how everything works in this world, and just a little bit of world building here and there. A couple time skips, because, you know, like chapter 1 is he's born, and by the end of book 1, he's already turning 9 years old. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the rest. I did actually take a peep at the webtoon version of it, because our friend said it's not as good as the web novel. And I'm just skimming it. I'm not reading it. I'm just looking to see how it is. And it's got good art. And I will say the biggest difference is it's way more comedic than the web novel is. And I think it's because it's a webtoon, it has to kind of have like that humor. I don't know how many chapters are out now for the web novel, but it's a lot, because he drops them weekly, which is crazy. Did you dive into beginning after the end?
Yes, I did read the manhwa first. That's pretty much how I got into it, because I assumed it was a manhwa first. I didn't know it was a book first, like a light novel series.
It's rare for webtoons to adapt web novels.
I assume that kind of a lot of other things were like that too. Like I think wasn't Solo Leveling also like a light novel first?
You know, I don't know. Every webtoon I've read so far just has not been based off of anything. Oh yeah, Solo Leveling is a web novel.
I'm so fucking sweaty. I think I'm done with Tekken right now. I'm still a fucking destroyer. I'm sorry.
Oh man, so this month, right? Is it April or was it June? Viral Hit's coming out soon. I actually need to catch up to reading it because it's over now.
I'm in the same boat. I gotta catch up on reading it too. I got pretty far. He got, like, there's Hoban, and then there's not Hoban, the guy who wants to be Hoban.
The new guy, yeah.
Yeah, the new guy, I'm up to that part. And then, like,
Jobin. Yeah. That's where I fell off, yeah. As of this recording, there's still 5 chapters locked on the official Webtoon app before it ends, and hopefully they don't lock all the chapters to one a day.
Did they really not update after that one chapter? Has there not been another update?
Yeah, chapter 218 is called This Is the End. I have like 40 chapters.
I stopped at 96, I think it said.
Oh, I'm not that far away. I'm on 188.
There's 214 chapters, right?
218.
I'm in for it, dude. This is going to be a good one.
Yeah, I should just finish it then, huh? All right. For sure.
I fucking love when I just have, like, nothing but time just to catch up on all this shit, and I just get to just read it all in one fell swoop. Because, you know, once I get into those cliffhangers, and I'm like, God damn, I gotta know how this ends.
Now that it's ended, I'm pretty much past that now. Just straight up to the chapter. That's it. Fuck these commercial breaks, dude. I'm not trying to reload Dragon Ball Z anymore. I want to read it now. Except Oda Sensei can take his time. He's cooking.
Did you guys watch Fallout yet?
I started it. I'm watching it with my parents.
I started it too.
Nice.
Fallout seems like a game my dad would have been into back in the day in his gamer days. Both the original like point and click one and the 3D ones. Like I think I said this before. I like watching them and their reactions to this kind of stuff because this is what I lived through my whole fucking life. Just the wasteland, Brahmin everywhere. You gotta get used to 2-headed cows, giant bugs. You saw that one part where the dog Ford just wanted to go kill the rat roach, and I totally forgot rat roaches were a thing. And then that reminded me of cazadores. If we get cazadores in there, I want to see their reaction because the reaction to the big roach was pretty cool.
Depending on where they're at. I didn't get to finish the episode. I got up until the point where they just did the whole thing with Vault 32. Mm-hmm. I feel like, yeah, if you played the game, you were immediately going to know what was going to happen. No, there were no questions, bro. Like, it just spoke to me the moment I just started seeing these things play out. And as soon as I started seeing Vault 32, I was like, I know what you fuckers really are.
Yeah, no, this can be this can be a game on its own, honestly. Just by looking at it and then seeing how she has to leave the vaults, I'm like, this is another installment of the Fallout series. Honestly, just different story, different time. I'm guessing. I've only read up on like what happens here and there. I've only got spoiled a little bit, not too much though. I'm kind of just waiting to see where exactly this falls in everything. And where exactly everybody was at a certain time. See if they were that far away. Because it seems like, to me, they're all in, like, one location right now. The main characters.
I think that they did a really good job casting, what's-his-face as the ghoul.
Yeah, bro.
Walter Goggins?
Yeah. He's doing a good job.
Walton Goggins.
That's, like, 2 episodes in, so I don't know if we got, like, character development or if he's always going to be an outlaw, I guess.
I hope he's like Hancock.
That'd be pretty cool.
I hope they he just becomes the mayor of a fucking town. just be fucking great, dude. And they have to start involving settlements, and they're like, oh, we're gonna start involving fucking Fallout 4 sim building right here. Yeah, but I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the series.
I haven't checked that out yet, but we did get the email from Mark over here, and he brought it up, and he says he finished the show, and he said he loved it. It's great. Yeah, all I hear is like, oh yeah, it's good. Like finally, like we're getting some good stuff.
It's good soup.
Good palate cleanser from the from Halo Season 2.
Oh my fuck, man! I don't even know. I didn't hear anything about it, but I already know it's a shit.
I've only seen fight clips from it.
Oh yeah, this is like you said, a good palate cleanser to the video game media industry, switching over to a series.
I really hope that the people that were working on the storyboard for Fallout, like the Fallout series, that they were really just working really hand in hand with some of the storyboard writers of the show.
We got Todd Howard was working on it, right?
I just hope like I know we're all pretty meh about the Borderlands one, but I'm sure. Right. I hope it's gonna be great. Like so far like this, like 'cause it's a massive world. You just got to get the environment correct. And the story should follow suit if you paid attention to the game.
Do you remember the last time we were recording, I was telling you that I saw a meme that pissed me the fuck off before I even watched the show?
I think so.
So I'm okay to share this meme with you now since I've watched the part of the show. The meme was basically a picture of the main actress, Lucy or what. And it was a green text board from 4chan, and it was just like, stupid dumb bitch, blah blah blah, has sex with a total stranger 20 minutes into the show. And I was like, spoiler, fuck, I didn't want to know that she was gonna have sex with somebody 20 minutes into the show. 20 minutes into the show goes by, and I'm like, okay, this isn't as dumb as the fucking meme made it seem to be. Like, this to me is at least good enough for me to pass off like, oh, that's a good idea. You want to know how I know it was a good idea? Because I was sitting next to Karina, who was watching it with me, the uninitiated to Fallout.
Yep.
And she had no idea that these people were raiders. She didn't notice the gunshot wounds on his back, the fucking
tattoos,
the tattoos of the slashed skulls on any of the other people. She didn't think that was a thing, like it was like it had mattered. And I'm like, oh, so I was like, okay, now I know that this is good enough to at least where, again, it's that thing that we were talking about earlier. Like, if you didn't know, like, Lord of the Rings was Lord of the Rings and you were just watching something, you probably just, like, at face value, just take it for what it is, and I can tell, like, she was definitely taking it for what it was, not really knowing that these things were raiders, and to her it was going to be a surprise if I didn't already, like, spell it out for her. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it's for sure a different world, a different show to the uninitiated to the Fallout universe. That's what I was kind of thinking about during watching the show. Like, my parents are just literally, like you said, taking it as face value, and each reaction is genuine. And like, for me, it's like it's another story in the Fallout universe. You know, like, to me, I'm just playing another game, but just watching a giant cutscene. So you kind of already know like people's tendencies already, and what's gonna happen. Yeah, like certain events that are gonna happen. Like it's it's just another tale, tale in the wasteland for me. When my parents, it's like, oh, post-apocalyptic world, cool. That's a big theme for them. I guess that's what they like to watch. So then I told them about Fallout, and they heard about Fallout, and I told them Fallout was good, and they're like, let's watch it. I'm like, fuck yeah, gaming wins again.
Yeah, because I mean, when you really think about it, like, at least when it came to every Fallout game I've ever played, those things were just so fleshed out. They were so cool. My very first time playing Fallout 3, I was just like so enamored enameled? Whatever. I was really in love with the idea of Fallout 3 and the story and how everything was unfolding. It was my first experience, like a role-playing first-person shooter, kind of like a looter shooter, with how like you can collect things and like kind of fight like randomly generated enemies and the super mutants, and the whole concept to me of like a futuristic wasteland, just like how your parents think about it. Like, that's so fucking rad, dude. Mm-hmm. You know, like, imagine if they made a season just based off New Vegas alone, just literally like episode per episode of like, you know, all the missions.
Todd Howard
and the
wouldn't
DLCs.
allow it.
Fuck Todd Howard, you know. I love you, Todd. No, I don't. Yeah, I do. Shut up. But yeah, I just feel like, yeah, like fucking, that would be the tits, dude. That would be exactly what we fucking need.
Yeah, if I can get like a retelling of one of the games, that would be pretty cool. But like I said, this is another edition in the Fallout universe. The tale of Lucy, Maximus, and the Ghoul. Versus like you were the courier in New Vegas, and then 3 you're pretty much the Wanderer, I guess is what it is, because you got ousted from your own vault or something like that.
Oh no, sorry, yeah, you're the Vault Dweller. So in 3 you're the Vault Dweller, and number 4
you're the courier.
You're the Lone Wanderer. No, that's New Vegas.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
New Vegas.
4 is Wanderer. Yeah.
Yeah, you're the Lone Wanderer. That's so that they had the theme song for that one was the Wanderer. That's how I know that. That's how I remember. The first one, you're also the Vault Dweller, and in the second one, I think you're a Raider. Yeah, because if I remember, in the second one, you're like a descendant from the Vault Dweller from the first one, but since the Vault Dweller was already outside, he just kind of like settled, and then eventually his settlement ended up becoming like Raiders, and I think that's how like the main character from Fallout 2 becomes into play. Like, you're just like a descendant of these Raiders. So yeah, man, like the lore building would be really cool. Really, really cool. I actually saw someone was recreating Fallout 2 with Fallout 4 assets. So they're just like rebuilding the entire Fallout 2 world with all of the Fallout 4 items and world and like buildings and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's fucking rad, dude.
You gotta love Bethesda mods and the modding community.
So I'm so adamant on trying to get a PC just so that way I can just say I can like at least attempt to play all of these things, man. It'd be so fucking rad.
I love how Bethesda just even recognizes like top map, community map. Like, yo, somebody posted this for Skyrim, and it's like what was it? It was like, I think you reused the assets for Skyrim, but they made it to, I think, Cyrodiil, and you go to the Empire or Emperor City or whatever the fuck it is, just from Skyrim assets. Or I think it was modded assets, if I remember. But it's like that kind of stuff. But like the community you take the lore from what the community has surmised, and then you put that in a community based mod. That's true love for the series. Fuck Bethesda and waiting. We fucking make our own map.
Like, I'm not waiting anymore.
Yeah. But we will, because 6 is coming out. And it's, I'm ready. I'm ready.
If it wasn't going to happen there, it was going to happen in Minecraft. People were just going to record it.
God, man. I'm surprised I haven't heard anything about Death Stranding map in Minecraft.
I'm sure it's there.
That'd be perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. Dude, it's perfect, bro. It's fucking... It's there.
You don't think Kojima would have foresaw something like that?
And do what?
What's he gonna do? Make a better game?
The map.
Be a fucking loser and shut it down? That's not Kojima.
That's not...
Whoa, no. Oh, that's not what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. My bad. Got heated.
I was
Sorry.
going to say it. Whoa, yeah. I was just going to say, I was just imagining he was probably going to try to make his own map bigger. Like, probably know, like, the size and dimensions of what the limits are for how much you can build in a Minecraft server. You know, like a whole server to yourself.
Yeah, and he's gonna make the main
Be like,
character like a fucking twin or some shit, and one of them plays like a sick electric guitar, and then the other one is like half blind, but it can see what the other twin is doing at all times because they're connected or some shit like that, you know? Some Kojima bullshit. I'm starting to fucking figure this man out, man. Like, fuck, it's so good.
Gerry, I can't wait for you to finish so you can rewatch the Death Stranding 2 trailer.
And just see everything again? Oh my god.
See everything again, and then I'll tell you some things that's so fucking stupid, but it's awesome because it's Kojima.
Yes. Oh my god, man. I'm just like, I play Death Stranding when I'm by myself, like when there's nobody in parties and no parties are active, just so I can get every single bit of Kojima out of the dialogue that's happening. Like, I'm sure there was a part where, like, I think Sam was double-crossed or something, or he was lied to, and then he's like, no, fuck this, fuck America, I'm going back.
Fuck America.
But it's so fucking funny because, like, the next line it was like, she's like, will you still help me? And he's like, sure, yeah.
Did you make him say sure?
No, it's just a cutscene.
No, that's what he says. Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's so good. I can't wait. Like, I need everybody to go to sleep so I can fucking play this.
Fuck, man. I'm pretty sure I downloaded that game too.
Honestly, half debating whether or not to get the platinum, man. Because it's... I'm already, like... I 5-starred most of the map already. I'm missing, like, maybe two places to get, like, the stars from. And I know that in itself is a trophy. And then some other stupid bullshit I gotta find.
It's way easier to do at endgame. It's just going to be tedious. Are you playing on normal?
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's one trophy where you have to play... you have to play it on hard mode. And you have to get an S rank on deliveries. And it's like a certain number for each type of delivery. But it's not that bad of a grind. I was just a dumbass and wasn't realizing I was doing the wrong missions half the time. So I wasted a few hours, but...
That's probably me. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'm missing 4 trophies, dude. No, I'm sorry. I'm looking at Helldivers.
It's a different kind of grind.
Yeah, no, I'm like 62% of the way done. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it'll be worth doing all this bullshit. Just can't wait till I'm done because that's another long one off my list that I've been trying to get off.
Nice.
You guys should play Ghost of Tsushima. That's another one you're gonna cross off.
Damn it, dude! I know, man.
Yeah, I know. It's sitting somewhere in a box right now, just waiting for me.
Dude, I have a YouTube playlist where I put on all the jams I find on YouTube, just to listen to and shit. And this is such a weird fucking out there tangent, but I was listening to the Samurai Champloo opening because that's always a banger.
Yeah.
And the first comment on there was playing this, smoking a joint, and playing Ghost of Tsushima is a vibe I can fuck with. I'm like, God damn it, I want that so much, man. That game looks like it could be fucking brutal, but like in the calm is where I think it's gonna be the best,
dude.
Like when you're just walking through shit, it's like
let me tell you, one of the best parts about that game for me is the audio. It's the sounds, because like I feel like these days, you know, a lot of games, just pretty much a lot of everything, you know, like shows and whatever. It's a little too much emphasis on like their background music and stuff like that. This game focuses on like just nature, like just being out there, dude.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking good when you're like reading that comment. I could see myself doing what this fool was doing, just like putting that game on, having your TV up, like, I don't know, kind of loud, or having your headphones up, you know, and just like having it so loud that you feel like you're outside. You're not even hearing yourself at that point. You know what I mean? Like, and it just sounds like you're outside, bro. And it's such a good feeling. Like, I love to hear both of your reactions to just trying that game out for the first time, just to see what you think.
I've heard nothing but good things, and I'm all about a vibe, especially that just a roaming samurai just trying to right a wrong. Shogun's pretty cool. Speaking of Neo,
Yeah, Shogun's great. I haven't been reading it a whole lot. I'm gonna try to read some more today, but
You guys should try Rise of the Ronin when you get a chance
yeah,
to just
I know.
get a game.
yeah,
That's definitely a game to play.
Neo 4, baby.
yeah. I don't know, man. I guess like it still I know it's like a kind of a Soulsborne sort of, not Rise of Ronin Neo, but like I can't get myself to like liking it. Like to try to play it, you know, like I don't know, just the movement and like the UI just kind of throws me off a little bit.
Yeah, that's fair.
I just gotta actually sit down and put it in my hands and try it out, but I won't shit on it because it looks pretty cool. UI management and just
It does throw a lot in your face at once.
what is the damage counters? Just like I see this on it just reminds me of Destiny too much, and I'm like, man,
Well, you can turn the numbers off.
okay.
In Rise of the Ronin, they're off by default. You know, one thing about Dark Souls that's different from like Neo and you know those categories of games is like I feel like Neo is a lot more item management. Like the amount of drops that you get is basically on every kill. It's like a percentage. It's something that you can add onto your armor or to your skills, to your weapons, like whatever. You know, like it's the way that game is like scaled for you to like basically make a build out of something versus how like Souls is, you know, where you're just, I would say things are more static. It's less RNG based. You know, you have like just your set armors, you know where they're at in the game. They scale with your stats, not primarily with different skills that you get or the armor sets that you get, because they introduce a whole bunch of crazy shit. You know, like all sorts of stuff in like Neo, as far as that goes, is like it's a combination of Souls games and Borderlands, where you're just, you know, putting things together, putting skills together from different weapons. You can fucking dismantle old weapons and old armor that you don't care about, get materials to upgrade, and so yeah, you know, it is different. Functionally, it is totally different, and I would understand that you would have like a harder time like getting into this because it doesn't only just feel different to you, but it also functionally plays completely different. You know, even though it still has the same thing, you get experience, you still level up, blah blah blah. You know, so I think the easy thing about it is if you're interested in those kind of games, it's just for the sake of you wanting to beat up some samurai, I guess, you know, or just use whatever kind of weapons you want to use, because they have like about 10 or so weapons. I think the versatility is more fun in like Neo or Neo 2. You know, they just kind of spent more time making them more fun, like combat-wise. You're fighting demons, you got demon powers, you got different skills, you got different demon skills, you got different weapons, you got different combat weapons, you got different combat styles. So, like, all of the potential possibilities for fighting in those games are a lot more than what we currently have for Rise of the Ronin, because it's brand new and all we have is just, like, you know, there are no demons. You know, it's kind of like historical fiction, so it's just versus other people. What really kind of sells it, though, is, like, you have about 10 different weapons, but each weapon has like a certain amount of styles, like styles of combat, and you learn and unlock different styles of combat just from playing the story and meeting people. And then even after a certain point, you can like spar with people. So you would like go to a dojo or something and you would like set up a difficulty between easy, normal, hard, or very hard, between I'm sorry, not the difficulty, but you know, you would just basically have to score based off of those difficulties. So, like, basically getting a perfect score is you, like, parrying almost every attack and, you know, making sure that you're using your combat style to maneuver and attack him without, you know, losing too much health or whatever. So it's definitely got, like, I would say the difficulty of the Soulsborne, but over time, you know, you're going to have to spend some time getting to that point before you can really try to practice and focus in on that if that's what you want to do. But I pretty much got through the game without a build. I mean, it wasn't really, like, super difficult for me. I think the main thing to look out for when it comes to those games when you're starting, whether it's going to be Neo or Rise of the Ronin or any sort of Bandai Namco like Souls game, is like just monitoring your equipment and your equipment level, making sure that it's the same level as you, and you should be fine. Just get used to whatever weapon you want to try to use. I think Danny will agree with me here, though. Katanas are pretty much like the best. They just spent so much time on like katanas. Katanas have the best combat styles, so like if that's like the OG weapon you want to go with, everyone uses katanas.
Ooh. Yeah, like I didn't really have builds in Neo 2 and Neo, but for sure I was using like katana as like my main weapon, and then I'll have like a fun weapon like the tonfas or something as the secondary, just to like have a little like versatility.
In the Rise of the Ronin game, I thought it was something that was only included in the pre-order, but it was just like a bonus, or you can just get the combat styles early. They have the key stances in Rise of the Ronin, Danny.
Oh,
so like when you finally get released out into the overworld, like after the tutorial and stuff, one of the things that you have to do in the overworld is you have to go to these different shrines, and when you start collecting enough shrines like across the map, you unlock a style. The style is called Neo, and I was using that style for like pretty much the entire game when I was using the katana.
Nice.
And it's exactly what you think about. Like it's got the low key, the medium key, and the high key.
Yeah.
So like you can just switch styles and switch stances, and it's really nuanced too, because that's the only style that lets you do that. All of the other combat styles are just like when you press the buttons, they do moves and actions, not just like let you switch stances. So it's kind of it's really cool. I just thought that was really cool.
I'll get it at some point. Yeah, it's just a matter of me actually playing games aside from Helldivers and Tekken. But Mark did have another question for us that we could get into. It's funny because he brings up Boruto about it. He was saying when he started reading Boruto, his first thought was, what's with this art style and story? And he was like, it's kind of whatever, because it came out at the same time as the anime, and like the anime was doing a lot more stuff, like, you know, like a bunch of filler. And it's like he has his favorite moments, which are essentially filler for the anime. But he's like, but later on, it gets pretty good. And I'm like, yeah, dude, exactly. Like towards the end, it was like getting pretty interesting. And then now with Bluetooth Vortex, it's like, yeah, it's awesome. So his question is, what are some series that you stuck with because either you were too deep into it and you needed to see how it ended, or you were just reading it because it was bad, but then it actually became good? His other example was Hitman Reborn, and I'm like, well, hold on, bud. Like, Hitman is different because it started off as a gag series, which, you know, is not for everybody. And then eventually turned into a battle shonen, which became like awesome. But I had a fun time with the beginning of Hitman Reborn. For me, it was probably like, I've said it before, like Attack on Titan. You know, I kept dropping it because I'm like, oh, it's getting mid again. Like, I don't want to keep reading it. It's like, okay, fine, I'll catch up just to see what's going on. And it's like, oh, wait, actually, it's getting pretty good. Same thing with Boruto, not Boruto, Black Clover. Like, I liked it in the beginning. It was getting stale for me in the middle. And then when I caught back up through all like the staleness and like where it's at now, I'm like, oh, no, yeah, this is good.
I would say for me, it's probably Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh,
I'm really ready for that shit to end.
I don't even feel like catching up to it.
Yeah. I mean, you and me both, bud. Yeah, I think, like, it was really just, like, the over-explanation of, like, all of the different curse moves, and then what curse moves do, and, like, anti-curse moves, reverse curse moves. Like, I was like, dude, you over-explain the fuck out. At this point, it goes beyond just fucking punching with superpowers. It doesn't even matter if people are unique or whatnot. Like, I don't even give a fuck about the high schoolers anymore, because they're not even involved. You know, like, you're just bringing in random people, and, like, I don't know, it's too much to get into. We've already gone into it a million times. Yes, you already know my stance on JJK. JJK is a good answer for this.
Bleach was for me, you know, for the last arc. Yeah, which, I mean, you know, everyone's loving the anime for it, and I hear, like, for that arc is actually more canon than the manga. But I'm like, I just don't care enough to actually go back to it. Maybe it's because it was weekly, and I was just getting tired of it for 4 years. You know, that's probably why I hate it.
That kind of blows. At least for what they're doing for the 1,000-year arc. Not all of it's going to be good. Like, for example, I'm agreeing with you for this final season that's coming out for it. After the whole part, before the part where he basically, Yawacha, whatever his name is.
Sriracha.
Sriracha.
Sriracha, yeah.
once he takes back the rest of his powers from all of the other Quincy's, that's where I'm gonna stop watching.
Yes,
Because for me, the best part about the show was all of the other Quincy's, and my favorite one by far is the dude that's fighting in the Soul Kingdom in the city. I don't know if you remember. He's like the Valkyrie looking dude, like the Thor looking dude.
Oh yes, yeah, that guy's cool.
He is he's my favorite one, bro. I just felt like no matter what, he was just unbeatable up until the point where Sriracha was just like, all right, I've had fun now. I need all my powers back. It just kind of ruins it.
Like your watch was like cool and intimidating in the beginning, and just at the end, like his explanation is just so stupid of how like he's like, oh, I actually get weaker when I actually get more of my soul back, and it's like, what? it's like, it's just so dumb. Like I was like, I'm just dumb with it, man. It was just whatever. Yeah, and still like in the final attack Ichigo does, I'm like, yeah, it just makes no sense. It's dumb. Like whatever, I'm over it. I just want Burn the Witch. Like that's it.
Yeah, I'm not looking forward to that either. And then spoiler alert for anybody who fucking
cares,
didn't read it. The whole thing was convoluted just so that way they can use Aizen as a scapegoat for, I guess, like a meat shield. That was the best way to put it. Stupid enough, no matter how... I don't even really know how to explain it. He used his fucking Shikai. He used his goddamn Shikai. And it worked, too. That's the part that really made me upset. Just again for the uninitiated, if you don't fucking remember, Aizen's Shikai was, if you didn't know the name of his sword, he could hypnotize you into doing whatever or believing whatever. So as long as you didn't know what his sword's name was, you were basically fucked. And it's so fucking stupid, dude. But I want that next arc to come, and I know that we got to get through this first.
Oh, the Hell arc, yeah.
I got the same energy that I've been putting into for all of these seasons of JoJo. Now we're finally getting to the best season of JoJo, and it's going to be fucking worth it.
Oh, you're talking about Steel Ball Run? Dude, they're not going to do it. There's no way.
Don't say that.
Wait, what the fuck? What do you mean? They're all doing it.
Say that?
They are doing it.
No, that's not even confirmed. I mean, I don't know. We'll see. The gap's usually, 3-ish years? Steel Ball Run's definitely one I should revisit, because I don't know if you guys remember, I thought it was okay. I didn't really see what the hype was about for it.
I'm learning a lot right now.
Yeah, there's some cool moments, but I'm like, I don't know if this is the best one at that moment. From 1 through 7, I'm like, 7's the best one. I'm like, I don't know. It's definitely better than a few of them, but
if I have to ask you for your opinion on which part is the best, it's also going to include if you feel like that JoJo of that part is also the best JoJo.
Oh yeah, I don't think Johnny's he's not even top 4.
Right. So in your, I guess if you have to split it in 2 questions, what's the best part in your opinion, and number 2, who's the best JoJo in your opinion? If it's not the same answer.
Man, I don't know. The best part, I don't know. For me, I was always I like the even parts way more than I like the odd parts, except for part 1. Part 1's a special place. But yeah, I don't know. It's either like part 4 or 6 would be the best one up until 7. Anyways, the best one's part 8. But best JoJo probably I would say Josuke probably.
Part 4 Josuke or part 8 Josuke?
Part 4 Josuke. Before 7, but with 8 in there, it's probably Gappy.
Part 8 is the answer to both.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay, I don't have a problem with part 8, other than the part that it was really, really convoluted.
Yeah.
It really wasn't that bad. I kind of enjoyed it for what it is. I think that if and when we get to part 8 being animated, it's gonna have a lot of CGI. So much CGI, and it's gonna be fucking good. My expectation of what it would be like is if we take the openings from part 1 and 2, how they used to kind of render the cell shade with the 3D model on top of it, or I'm sorry, right underneath it, so you have JoJo and it looks like he's 2D, but it's over a 3D model. I think that they might do that full time for part 8, or just with a lot of parts where they're kind of walking and moving. And the only reason why I say that is because part 8 really emphasized a lot on being mobile, always them on the move, because that's basically what they were always doing. And it shows a lot of the town and stuff like that, a lot of the vehicles that they were in, the clothes and shoes that they were wearing. I don't know. To me, it just makes me feel like I'm watching a giant PV. You know, like the JoJo PVs that they would put when they're doing the promotions. And it's pretty much just like that. It looks like the manga style, but they just kind of like, you know, again, wrap it around behind the 3D really quick and just kind of make it pop. That to me is just like kind of how I imagine Part 8 coming out, and that's going to be top quality shit. But I also hope that they do something even better with Part 7. Part 7 is going to be long. I'm not looking forward to the censors. That part is like, they're going to have to censor a lot. I don't really know if they're going to just be able to say the whole Jesus Christ thing.
No, they can. Why can't they?
Name. It's not even so much of I feel like it's an IP. It's just like a censor thing.
I don't see why it's a problem.
I hope so. But yeah, that's pretty much pivotal to the whole plot of the whole thing, you know? I think Johnny is the best because not only of his fucking stand power, but because he's the only JoJo who really, in his anger, was like, I hate you so much, I am willing to destroy the body of Christ just to get one over on you. Because I hate you so much. You see the literal fire in his eye, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, crazy crossover on Netflix coming out. Freaking Kengan Ashura and Baki, they're going to fight.
That's crazy.
That's pretty cool, man. I liked how they hyped it up like it's as a real fight.
That's the way you use your universes if you got them.
Yes.
Merge them of the way of the old Toriko, One Piece, Dragon Ball Z crossover.
Oh my god, that was an episode for sure.
I know, dude. Like, I'm so glad this is happening because you don't see crossovers anymore. It's so disappointing. Like, there's a new anime coming out, Mission Yozakura Family. That's from Jump, and it's about spies. It starts off as spies and gets like crazy shonen heavy, but it's so good. And it's like, goddamn, like they have that, and then they have Spy Family, and they haven't done anything with it.
Yeah, that manga was recommended to me on the app. I don't know. It's like there was a moment I was just looking through like different names of different manga, and I'm like, I could choose any one of these, and they would probably be a banger, and I probably would be happy, but I just don't know which one to choose. It's like that when we were fucking going through manga here, and then we found One Punch Man.
Yes.
Like, I want that kind of manga.
That too, man. Like, no My Hero and One Punch crossovers. You know, they're both Jump. Sure, they're in different magazines, but it's like, I still need to catch up to it, but that's cool to see Fiona and Cakes getting season 2.
I gotta catch up with everything too. I finished the Distant Lands, so I just gotta
hop on that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I stumbled upon it when I was just like about to turn my PlayStation off, and I didn't even realize like, oh, that's cool. Tales of Iron. It's like the mouse side-scrolling game, or I guess rat side-scrolling games.
Yeah, we use the term rat in this house.
We're just a couple of rat boys.
There's a bunch of rats, a bunch of little shitty spice rats.
But yeah, it's getting a sequel, so that's pretty cool. I don't think you're playing as the main character in the first one. It looks like a different rat, and he's like old and just a veteran. And they're fighting bats, so that's pretty cool. All right, guys, that'll wrap us up for today. Thank you for listening. The email is unversedpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions or comments, we'll be sure to bring them up on future episodes. And then you can follow us at Unversed Podcasts. So thank you guys, and we'll catch you on the next one.